Okay, so the 2022 MLB draft is coming to a conclusion, and the Yankees, they had a good one. I'm going to go over all 20 rounds for you and give you my insights, and there's a couple of unique things that I want to point out that I think made for a pretty unique draft and could impact how they do things at the trade deadline. So before I do that, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. I want you to be able to take full advantage of breaking news, all this types of stuff, anything that happens at the trade deadline or leading up to the trade deadline, especially as it comes to the Yankees. There's going to be a lot of stuff, and things are just going to heat up over the next couple of weeks, and I don't want you to miss stuff. So, and it's also greatly appreciated and helpful to the channel as well. But, yeah, please subscribe. I don't want you missing good stuff. But with that said, let's get over to the Yankees draft here. Okay, the first round, and I announced this one the other day, but first round was the 25th overall pick. They drafted Spencer Jones. He was a left-handed outfielder from Vanderbilt University, a very storied program, right? He's been tabbed as the left-handed Aaron Judge, which is kind of cool because of his power numbers and his offensive stats kind of mimic Judge's for their first 3 years in college. And he was an older player to be drafted in college to a junior. And, you know, power numbers, whether it be home runs, RBIs, hits, doubles, even stolen bases, OPS, all these types of stats are almost identical. And he's coming from the left-handed side. And not only was he tabbed the left-handed Judge, but when they did a comparison to him at draft night, they also compared him to Shohei Ohtani. So imagine being part Judge but part Ohtani. And coming from Vanderbilt University, one of the best programs out there. I'll take that any day of the week. So I think the Yankees have struck gold, and they've done that over the last couple of years with Trey Sweeney, Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells. They've been knocking it out of the park in round one, so I think they did it again this year. Round 2, 61 overall, Drew Thorpe, a right-handed pitcher from Cal Poly. Before I go any further, every single pick in this draft, with the exception of one, was a collegiate pick, and that other one exception was a junior college. No high school picks at all. And the high school, so the number 1 and number 2 picks this year were high school players, but these guys were can't-miss, like, super-duper players. Everything else was mostly college for the most part. The Yankees kind of went down the college route this year, and they don't normally do that, but all college players with the exception of one JUCO. And with those players, 15 pitchers, 5 position players. Of the 15 pitchers, 12 are right-handed, 3 left-handed. Of the position players, 3 outfield, 2 infield. So I wanted to give you the breakdown before I go any further. So Drew Thorpe, second round, right-handed pitcher from Cal Poly. And the pitchers that they drafted were pretty big boys. For the most part, they are generally between 6'2 and 6'6". Big power arms, some of them with a really good crafty arsenal as well. So and Drew Thorpe tend to have a good crafty arsenal. So third round, 100 overall, Tristan Vreeling, a right-handed pitcher from Gonzaga University. Fourth overall, 130 overall, was Anthony Hall. He's actually left-handed hitting outfielder from the University of Oregon. And I like the fact that the position players that they drafted for the most part were great athletes. So Spencer Jones, 6'7", 240 pounds, but a super athlete like Judge. Another one, Anthony Hall here in the fourth round, a big athlete too with a big arm and a good defender too. So I think they did pretty well. Bugs and butterflies. Fifth round, 160 overall, Eric Raiselman is a right-handed pitcher from LSU, and you can see the programs that they're drafting from. Big story baseball programs. So, sixth round pick, 190 overall, Chase Hampton, a right-handed pitcher from Texas Tech. Another one. Seventh round, 220 overall, Cam Schlittler, a right-handed pitcher from Northeastern University. Picked an East Coast boy, and one of his teammates gets drafted later on, which is pretty cool. Eighth round, 250 overall, Brett Barrera, shortstop, Stanford University, who also plays second base. So drafting some smart kids too. Mike Mussina was a Stanford grad. All right. Ninth round, 280 overall, Matt Keating, a specific bullpen guy from the right-handed side who's got a ridiculous spin rate. He's known for his spin rate and his stuff. And he also had 44 strikeouts and 30 innings pitched this year too, so he's got some good strikeout potential. 10th round, 310 overall, Will Bryant, a left-handed pitcher from Eastern Kentucky University. Mostly starting pitchers with the exception of 1 or 2 guys. Now, before I give you the second batch of 10 rounds, round 11 through 20, let me give you some insights, at least my opinion. I'm not a Yankee insider, but I think the way that the Yankees drafted with all these guys, particularly with college players, you know, I think their path to potentially getting to the major leagues is a little bit shorter. Okay, some of these guys will be a little bit closer. They're more experienced, they're more polished, and more developed. So I think it makes it easier for them to part with some top prospects this year if they decide to do that for guys like Castillo or potentially a Juan Soto or whoever they decide to trade for. This is a way of replenishing some of these guys with some more experienced players, in my opinion. And again, I don't work for the Yankees. That's just the way I would do it. That's my opinion. So in a kind of way, it gives me some logic or as to why they drafted, or maybe that's some of their insight as to why they drafted this way, because it could affect how they attack the trade deadline. So, but with that, let's get back to this. 11th round, 340 overall, Ryan Harvey from Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, right-handed pitcher. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. 12th round, 370 overall. Jackson Fristow, a right-handed pitcher again, Mississippi State, some of the big universities, 6'4", 220 pounds. 13th round, 400 overall. Jeffrey Gilbert, another right-handed pitcher from Clemson. They are loading up on big right-handed arms. So, and you can never have too much pitching, right? You can never have too much pitching. 14th round, 430 overall. Chris Bow, B-O-W, from the College of Southern Nevada, right-handed pitcher again, 6'4", 230 pounds. 15th round, 460 overall. Taylor Aguilar, an outfielder from Grand Canyon University, an athletic outfielder too. 16th round, 490 overall. Shane Gray, a right-handed pitcher again from the University of Evansville, 6'4", 215 pounds. 17th round, 520 overall. You got Hayden Murda, a right-handed pitcher from Azusa Pacific University, who's 6'6", 235 pounds. 18th round, 550 overall. Sebastian Keane, Keane, a right-handed pitcher from Northeastern University. Schlittler's teammate from the 7th round. Again, 6'4", 200 pounds. 19th round, 580 overall. Bo Brewer. He's the JUCO player, and Paris JUCO from Texas specifically. He's an infielder and an outfielder. He actually plays first base, third base, and then outfield positions. So he could be his versatility has come in handy. 6'4", 215 pounds is a big boy. And lastly, their last pick, 20th round, 6'10 overall, Trevor Kirk, who's a right-handed pitcher again from Elon University, North Carolina. So you can see they loaded up on pitching at the collegiate level. But they picked some unique position players at the collegiate level as well. And my other piece of insight into here is I was surprised that they didn't draft any catchers. And I know, they have Jose Trevino as an all-star, and Ben Workfed is going to be coming back next year, or maybe at the end of this year. He's already started his rehab. And you have Austin Wells. But with the exception of these three guys, their catching pipeline is not very deep. So the way I look at it, and I've said this in the beginning of the season, that drafting a catcher every maybe 5 or 7 rounds puts you in a position to have a good pipeline so that you could either bring guys up through the system and play at the major level or use them as trade assets. Catchers are one of the most attractive trade assets. So I was surprised there, but not surprised that they loaded up on pitching because, again, you can never have enough pitching, and the Yankees always need pitching every single year. But that's the draft. You guys and gals, let me know what you think. I summarized all 20 rounds. Let's enjoy the All-Star game tonight, and if anything else pops out, you're going to find it here. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Over and out.